Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at some really interesting shifts happening in air travel.
Yeah, specifically what airlines are doing, inside the cabin to make the journey better.
Exactly. We've got some great stuff from Asian Aviation you've been looking through. We'll dig into Cathay Pacific's big plan for Wi-Fi and entertainment on basically every seat.
Fleet-wide, that's the key.
And Emirates rolling out those upgraded A380s, right? With the premium economy pop up on more routes.
Definitely. Plus, we've got Korean Air's latest numbers, their financials, and how that shapes their fleet plans.
So, yeah, if you're curious about where flying is headed, how airlines are trying to keep up, and what it means for you, the passenger, well, stick around.
Our goal today is really to unpack how these investments in comfort, in connectivity are happening, and crucially, the financial context behind it all.
It's not just about the fancy new seats, is it?
Not at all. These reports, these upgrades, they really tell a story about strategy. You look at Cathay, they're pushing the digital side hard. Emirates is doubling down on, let's say, premium comfort. And Korean Air is trying to balance that growth, getting new planes with the costs involved. It gives you a clearer picture.
Okay, let's kick off with Cathay Pacific then. They've announced something pretty bold.
Yeah.
By August 2025, so next year, they want 100% seatback screens, IFE,
In-flight entertainment.
and 100% high-speed Wi-Fi across the entire fleet.
That's the big claim. And you might think, well, doesn't everyone have that now?
Right. Seems standard.
But apparently not. The article highlights that offering both fleet-wide actually puts them in a pretty small group of airlines. That's a serious commitment.
It really is. Doing that across every single plane, that's a massive undertaking.
Huge. It's not just sticking screens in. It's the hardware, the infrastructure, the deals for reliable, fast internet up there.
So Cathay saying they'll do this universally really shows they see that digital experience as, like, core to their service now.
Totally.
Yeah.
And it's not just having it, but the quality, too. Their customer experience lead, Guillaume Vivet,
Yeah, I saw that quote.
he stressed how vital top-notch entertainment and reliable connectivity are for business and leisure travelers.
Makes sense. Everyone expects to be connected now, or at least entertained.
Absolutely. And, Cathay's got history here. The article points out they were pioneers with seatback TV way back in, 1992?
Wow, really? 92?
Yeah. So this focus isn't new. They've just kept investing. And now they're putting in these 4K HDR screens.
Oh, yeah, the ultra-high def stuff.
Exactly. Much sharper, wider color range. Makes a big difference watching a movie compared to the older screens.
Definitely. And the content itself. They mentioned a curated IFE library, even exclusive branded content.
Right, so not just a random dump of movies. They're trying to make it unique.
Wonder what that exclusive stuff might be. Maybe local films or something?
Could be. It's a way to stand out, Offer something you can't get on another airline. Adds value beyond just the flight itself. Makes it a bit more memorable.
Okay, but the Wi-Fi, it's fleet-wide, but not free for everyone.
Correct. Complimentary access is for first and business class, and also their top-tier loyalty members, the Cathay Diamond members.
So what does that signal? Is Wi-Fi a perk, or should it be standard?
Well, that's the debate, isn't it? It's expensive for airlines to provide good Wi-Fi.
I bet.
So Cathay's approach here is kind of a balance. Give it free to the premium passengers and top loyalists, enhances that value proposition, encourages loyalty,
And for everyone else.
presumably paid options, helps cover the cost of that big investment they're making. It suggests they see it as a valuable perk worth paying for, either directly or via a premium ticket.
And it seems their IFE system is getting noticed. Awards for design.
Yeah, German Design Award, Red Dot Award for the user interface.
So it looks good and it's easy to use.
Which is crucial, right? Doesn't matter how great the tech is if it's a pain to navigate. Those awards tell you they're serious about the whole digital environment on board. It's a key part of their offering.
Okay, let's switch over to Emirates. They're busy with their A380s too.
Yes, the super jumbo. They're rolling out retrofitted ones.
With the latest cabins. And importantly, that premium economy class they've been pushing. Starting soon on routes to Manchester, that's June 6th, and Milan from July 1st.
That's a smart move. Retrofitting the A380s, which are already popular for space,
Right.
and adding the newer products like premium economy, it boosts the experience on key long-haul routes without buying brand new planes right away.
And the scale seems pretty big, especially for the UK. The article mentioned nearly 5,000 premium economy seats a week to and from the UK once Manchester gets the A380 service.
That's a massive jump. Shows how important the UK market is for their premium economy strategy. They already had Heathrow.
Yeah.
And now Manchester with the A380, plus other planes serving Edinburgh and Stansted. Lots more choice for UK travelers wanting that step up.
And crucially, if you're flying from Manchester or Milan, you get this better seat for the whole trip, right? Not just the European leg.
Exactly. All the way to places like Sydney, Singapore, Mumbai.
Wow.
That full journey comfort, especially in those really long flights, makes a huge difference. That's the appeal of premium economy. More space, better amenities, but not quite the business class price tag.
So remind us, what's the premium economy like on their A380?
Okay, so it's at the front of the main deck, 56 seats set up 242.
So fewer seats across than economy.
Yeah, economy on the A380 main deck is usually 343, so you get more width, more shoulder room, plus they highlight generous pitch, more leg room.
Always welcome.
Definitely. And you get things like in-seat power, a side cocktail table, little touches that make it feel a bit more premium.
And it's more than just the seat, isn't it? They mentioned amenities, special food.
Yeah, the whole experience. They talk about meticulously selected amenities, a dedicated menu, even specific drinks like a vintage Chandon sparkling wine. It shows they're focused on the soft product, too. The service, the food, the drinks, not just the physical seat, trying to create that distinct, more refined feel that justifies the extra cost over economy. It's how they differentiate.
Creates those aha moments, as the article put it.
Exactly. A bit of extra comfort and service.
Okay, time to pivot to the spreadsheets and look at Korean Air.
Right, the financial side.
Their Q1 2025 results. Revenue was up 3% year-on-year, hit nearly 4 trillion won.
Which is about, what, 2.7 billion US dollars?
Yeah, something like that. So decent growth. Demand seems healthy.
It does. Passenger and cargo both contributing, despite, as the article says, business environment uncertainties, fits the general recovery trend we're seeing.
But the operating profit actually dropped, down 19%.
Ah, okay. And the reason?
Higher operating costs. They mentioned depreciation from new aircraft, maintenance costs, and currency fluctuations.
Right. The flip side of getting new planes, depreciation is how they account for the cost of those expensive assets over time.
So it hits the profit line.
It does. And new planes, while efficient long-term, can have initial maintenance costs too. Plus, for a global airline like Korean Air, exchange rates moving around can really impact the bottom line.
But it's interesting. The article directly links these higher costs to adding new planes as part of their strategy to boost capacity and service quality.
That's a key connection. So that dip in profit isn't necessarily a bad sign. It's potentially a sign of investment for the future.
Kind of like Cathay spending on Wi-Fi or Emirates on cabin upgrades.
Exactly. It's strategic spending. New planes mean more seats, often more comfort, better fuel efficiency down the line. It's about positioning for growth and improving the product.
And even with more competition, their passenger revenue is still up 4%. Seems like holiday travel, Lunar New Year, March break really helped.
Shows the underlying strength of travel demand, especially during peak times. People still want to fly, even if things are uncertain. Korean Air capitalized on that.
And cargo, also strong. Revenue up 6%, despite things like U.S. tariff policies.
Yeah, e-commerce, electronics, auto parts, fresh food exports, those seem to be driving it. Cargo's been a lifeline for many airlines recently.
Still really important.
Absolutely. And Korean Air's strategy of being agile with their cargo capacity seems to be working, adjusting to where the demand is.
Looking forward, they seem pretty positive about Q2 passenger business. May holidays coming up, strong bookings for Southeast Asia, China, Japan.
Sounds like they're expecting that momentum to continue.
They're even talking about exploring new destinations, maybe more charter flights, actively looking for growth.
Good signs. Proactive strategy, focusing on high-demand regions, staying flexible. That's what you need in this market.
And on the cargo side, they're being a bit more cautious, monitoring trade policies, keeping capacity flexible.
Sensible. The cargo market can be volatile, and trade issues add uncertainty. So keeping an eye on things, being ready to adapt, that makes sense for revenue stability.
Okay, so as we wrap this deep dive up, what are the main takeaways for listeners looking at these three airlines?
Well, I think we see distinct approaches. Cathay is betting big on the seamless digital experience, top-tier entertainment, and connectivity everywhere. They believe that's key for today's flyer.
Right, the tech focus.
Then Emirates is really leaning into tangible comfort, the premium feel, especially expanding that premium economy on their flagship A380s, enhancing the physical journey.
The cabin experience.
And Korean Air shows us The balancing act, solid growth in passengers and cargo, but also the financial reality of investing heavily in new planes, impacting short-term profit for long-term gain.
So different strategies all aiming for a better product and future success.
Exactly. Digital, comfort, investment, and growth. It shows how diverse the industry is. They're all competing, all trying to add value for passengers like you, but taking different routes to get there based on their own strengths and markets.
So maybe a final thought to leave everyone with. Think about these different paths. Cathay's digital focus, Emirates' premium push, Korean Air's fleet modernization and financial balancing act. How might these shape what flying looks like in the next few years?
And maybe ask yourself, what do you value most when you fly? Is it guaranteed Wi-Fi? Is it that extra legroom in a premium cabin? Or is it just knowing the airline is investing soundly for the future?
Something to consider next time you're booking a flight. What matters most in your journey? Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.